The Bible says, "Be always ready."
Be also ready.
That's right.
Thank you, directors. We are now live.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are about to open up the meeting for financial services. Ms. Dumas, would you please read?
Yes, sir, my pleasure. So today we have, for the Service Delivery and Operational Committee, we have Chair Deidre Blakely, Director Robbie Markey will be resigning on today's meeting, and Director Tabitha Lynn, and our COO, Dr. Emmanuel Tomasi, serving as the Chief Staff Liaison for this meeting, and our CEO, Mr. Nelson.
Thank you. Again, good evening, everyone. We are ready to start the meeting. I'm going to ask someone to please make a motion that you have your agenda. We're going to ask someone to please make a motion that we either accept or not accept the agenda. Can I get someone to make a motion on the agenda?
Make a motion that we accept the agenda as written.
Say it again, please.
Director Leggett, I think that you said you were accepting it as written, and Beverly had just reminded us that on the committee agendas, we don't actually have to move and accept the agenda. Is that correct, Bev?
Right.
And thank you.
That's
sir.
correct.
Okay. Then we will proceed with the agenda as written. First would be with roll call.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We have Director Leggett. Present. Director Lockett.
Present.
Here.
Odell. Not present at this time.
Thank you. We will proceed with the business for today. First will be a report coming from Dr. Manning, our Chief Operation Officer.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to say thank you to everybody watching us live, and also my CEO, board member, and my staff. My presentation today will be about service delivery, with everything that's going on of how we deliver service to the public, and that's what I'm reporting on. For the month of February, as you can see, on-time performance went up high, 83%. In the past, it was 65, and the reason was that we were not using the proper software. Ever since we switched to Clever Public Reporting, on-time performance is close to the KPI that the board has set up as 90%. So the month of February, we had 83% on-time performance. Ridership was very high as compared to the month of January. As you can see, it was a big difference of 6.5%. The month of February had 154,972 riders, which is good. Anytime ridership is high, that means the public is utilizing our service, and that's the goal. Still on the fixed route reporting, if you can see that last month, the bus swaps was 27, and the month of February was 11. The bus swap is when the bus leaves our facility to revenue line, and they got swapped for so many reasons. Could be wiper blade, could be the ramp. And so anytime you see this number lower, that means it's good. That means the bus drivers are doing a pre-trip before the bus goes to revenue line. And comparing this, the month of February to January, it was very, very good. 11 buses were swapped in the month of February, as compared to 27 for the month of January. So the lesser the number, the better. We have on-site supervisors that oversee that every bus leaves here and they have to be pre-trip. If they don't, supervisor will report to us. Ever since we established that structure, it seems that this number is going down. If the bus is not pre-trip and it goes out to revenue line, that's when they find out certain things like wiper blade, the ramp, the horn, all this minor stuff that could have been checked here before they go to revenue line. So the lower the number, the better, so that we can limit bar swaps, because bar swaps really interfere our service. So the lesser we can do that, the better. Now, I started doing this since January. The board has set certain KPIs. KPIs are good because that's the only way CAT staff can measure our performance. The good news is that the month of February, our KPIs were very good, with exception of safety. Everything in red is bad and everything in green is good. So on the ridership, productivity, efficiency, quality of service, and quality of our mechanical, how long can the buses run before they break down, all checked out very well, except safety. Safety, the board requires us to run 1,000 miles for less or up to 2 complaints. And we had 3.87. That was the accident, sorry. So complaints went down. The board set it up 10. Last month was 13.3. The month of February was 12.
No, I just threw everything in the backseat.
Okay, well, I thought there's some side conversations going on. Okay, so we checked out pretty well on all our KPIs except safety for the month of February. So this is good. The more we can measure ourselves, the better service we provide to the public. Now, as you all know, we expanding, and we have on-demand department now that comprises of paratransit, microtransit, CAT Connect, all that under one roof, called on-demand services. And the paratransit side of our business was good. On-time performance was 97 compared to last month of January. The month of January was 98, a little 1% down. And this number is going to keep going up high because in the past we were not factoring the window. So the window is 0 to 15 minutes. So if a pickup is scheduled for 10 o'clock and you got there 10:15, you are on time because we're factoring the 15 minutes. And in the past we were not. So instead of 10 o'clock, if you get there 10:01, it's considered late. But since we're utilizing that window, the paratransit side of our business is very good on time. The only thing that I want to report here, if you see the unassigned scheduled trips, standby, the month of February was 56 as compared to the month of January as 39. But all the 56 were all taken care of. It's just that at the time of creating the manifest, 56 were just standby. Since we have enough drivers, we're able to service everybody. Okay, next one. And one thing of concern, can you go back to the last slide? Something I want to just share. So if you look at on the no-shows, on the month of January, we have 303 no-shows. And then the month of February, we have 276. This means that we will be there as planned or as requested, and then the passengers don't show up. This is very bad for our business. We waste time and also resources, and so that has been a concern. So we took an action on that, which is by the paratransit ridership policy. We are able to If you go to the next slide, I'll show you the action that we took. So if you see on the slide that says no-shows and the action plan to correct trends, example, customer service complaints, we put them back in training, but the no-shows was getting severe. So what we did is we issued 20 progressive violation warning letters to the people, clients that have repeated a record of no showing up at all. And so that 20 is called progressive violation warning letters that we issue to the 20 that happen to be kind of a trend record. And if they do that again, 3 attempts on that, we can suspend service to them. Because like I said, it would take a long time and a lot of resources. And sometimes even it's also disservice to the public that somebody's waiting and the vehicle doesn't show up because it went to somebody that is supposed to be picked up earlier than the next one, and then the person don't show up at all. So that's the message we put in place. Hopefully, my next month report will show the no-shows numbers very down since we start doing the warning letters.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
On the no-show, we quite often have, we ever have a situation where we get suspended.
Yeah, so if they do 3 attempts, so now we issued a warning, progressive warning letters. The next one will be 1-day suspension. If they do it again, we can suspend them up to 6 months. And that's the ADA requirement. Yes.
Any other questions? If not, you may proceed.
Now, on the part of the CAT Connect, like I said, this is a very useful undertaking. I have set a KPI of 700 passengers per month. And though it's new, that's the goal that I've set. That goal could increase as we collect more data. The only residence that had the highest ridership was the Fairwood residence. That has 160 ridership per month. And we only started February 5th, so not even a month. And so you see the total of people that have used the CAT Connect. This is a very progressive report. I'm so excited that as new as it is, we have more clients that are flying ourselves.
Dr. Maney, I think one of the things that for the public that is viewing with us today as well is I want to point out that we're particularly proud of this, not only because of the, obviously the ridership, the service we're providing in the community, the connectivity, but CAT Connects represents our first outreach with microtransit service. And we are really proud to be serving the seniors in our community with this pilot in this way, and look forward, of course, on March the 25th to the rollout of the SMART grant as well. So a lot of great innovative outreach that's going on from CAT into the community right now through microtransit.
That's true. I think my mic was off, so I just have to say this one more time. The CAT Connect services is very incredible, as my CEO has mentioned. All the residents, you can see that the Fairwood had one of the highest ridership of 160. We started the program February 5th, and not even a month, and this is what we're seeing. We have set up a goal of 700 passengers per month, and this goal might go up as we collect more data. We could even shoot it up to 1,000. Right now, the goal is 700 as our KPI to monitor ridership. So this is a very good service. People are very happy anytime they see the van. The drivers have been sharing with me that they say, God bless CAT. So this is a good sign, and we are so excited. I am very happy and proud to see these numbers go up again. So the month of January, our marine ridership was a little down, and all historical data points out to that the month of January is always slow. Now, what is surprising is that the month of February, which has less days in the month, ridership went up almost 9,000 more. And part of it is that we had a lot of events going downtown. For example, we have the APTA CEO, demonstrate invited us to, so most of them ride our ferries across the river. So anytime you have any events in the city, the marine or the ferry ridership is always high. So I'm always glad to see these numbers go up. That's what I have for the marine.
Dr. Meany, let's go back to that just for one moment. I do want to point out that I know that this is the February report, but I do want to point out, as you've noted there as well for the listening public, the Florence Martis is back in operation right now, returned to service on March the 6th. And so we are, between that and the Mary Musgrove, we are handling the, as you just pointed out, the incredible demand that is coming at us from all the events. Savannah is no doubt one of the most popular convention and meeting locations anywhere in the country. And we have a number of very large events coming up. And we're going to be stretched with our two ferries, but are grateful for all of the activity that's occurring in our community. So just wanted to point out, as you noted up there, that the Florence Martis returned to service on March 6th. So we do have 2 operational vessels right now. But just a reminder to all those who are listening that we will have 2 new ferries that will be coming online in November of this year, and we have a 3rd that's out to bid. So we are glad to be replacing much needed replacements of our fleet in our marine operations sector. Thank you.
That speaks very well.
It does.
Thank you, Ms. Ferry, for that update. Next slide, please. Now, for the public watching this and also our staff, if you can all recall, last month I reported about the electric power transit, electric vehicles that were not being used at all. We had 2,000 miles usage for the month of January. So what we did is we have the maintenance doing whatever they can to charge most of the vehicles, since Georgia Power is still working on our level 2 charging stations. We're charging all these electric vehicles with the fixed route charging unit. So what we did is we're able to charge more overnight, and by doing that, we went up almost 4,000 miles. If you see the one that says Power Transit EV, last month was 2,000. This month, the month of January was 2,000. Last month, February, we went up to 6,436 miles, which is okay, and I expect to see this number go up high. The fixed route non-EV, which is our hybrid, and diesel, they also went up way high. The board goal is 12,000 miles before a vehicle breaks down. We went up to 18,000 miles, 172, way above the board KPI, and also way above the national standard, which is 14,000 miles. So that is what the mean distance between vehicle failures is. How long can we run our fleet before they break down? Despite they being old, the mechanics have their hands on everything that is being reported. They work overnight to get our fleet all ready for the next service. So anytime these numbers go up high, it's always a good story to share. And last thing before we go to the next slide, if you look at Power Transit non-EV, that's the vehicles that we just bought. We bought 10 gasoline efficiency vans, and plus the old ones we had, we went up to 77,803 miles before anything was even called in for service. This is great. Yeah, this is very, very good news. So these numbers are not just there, they all have a reason. This is how we can monitor our service and to see our performance. And that's why we're coming here to give you this delivery report to the public and also staff to let them know that we care for the public and we're doing everything to keep our buses and vans running. Next slide, please. This will be my last slide, and there's a lot of updates here. So if you can all recall, when I came on board, I introduced the CDA training program. That program is ongoing. It has helped us tremendously From 42, we're now up to almost 81 bus drivers, which most of them came through what I coined a CAD Academy, which is the CDL training program. This month we had 3 non-CDL, that means they're in the program to be trained to get CDL. And in 2 weeks, we're going to have 7 more. That will probably give us 10 into the program. The next bullet point was a graduation that we had in the month of February. That was fun. It was a historic day. We all were able to present to the board and also to the world and the public at large that yes, the CAD Academy did graduate 22 candidates to all have a CDL. Most of them were supervisors that we have that were supposed to have CDL as part of their job requirement. But since the program was not on, when we started the program, we made sure that all the supervisors that have to have a CDL were also part of the program. And they all came out successfully. And I'm proud to say that all our supervisors now have CDL. What that means that if a bus driver doesn't show up, if there's a need, a supervisor can take a bus out and provide service because we don't want service to be interrupted. That is part of the reason why supervisors have to have a CDL. And when I came here, we had about 6 of them that had no CDL. We put them through the program, and they all have a CDL now. Just this Monday, our next bullet point is the BAS Communication Center. Something that I've talked about in length, that other industries have been doing it, and I brought that also here to CAT. We started that program this Monday. And the BAS Communication Center means there will be somebody just looking at all our service on revenue line. They can see if a bus driver having logged in, they will log in remotely. If the buses are not logged in, the public cannot track them. This is a very, very important piece of our strategy. So now we have somebody that is overseeing all the buses from any angle of wherever they might be on route in the city. And anything that we see that is not well, we can communicate with them. What I might be able to report next month is we're working on a system where the bus drivers will have one channel that they will talk to this individual that is at the bus communication center only, and nobody will hear the conversation. So we're working on that, and I'll be happy to report when that is established. So this program went in effect just this Monday. As we speak, there's somebody there watching all our fleet and making sure that every bus is logged in. If they don't log in, the public can track them to know if the bus are late or not. So this is a very good thing to share with the public and also our board. We also added service Route 5, and yesterday was a very good day with our CEO leading the whole team. We went to Port Wentworth, and there was a ribbon cutting ceremony, which we all participated. There's another extra service extended to Port Wentworth. Ms. Faye, you want to comment a little bit on Route 5?
Well, we're certainly very excited about the service extension, service expansion, new service, sort of all the above in Port Wentworth. I can tell you Port Wentworth was certainly excited. I know that you were there yesterday, Director Lockett. It's an important part of, I think, CAT's future. If we are connecting more people throughout Chatham County, then that's good for Chatham County, good for the community, and good for all of our cities within Chatham County. It's also a part of how we build our community in terms of connecting people to jobs, to healthcare, to education, to the places that they need and want to go. And yesterday was a proud CAT day for accomplishing exactly that, building on the vision of our master transit plan and on the really fine work that's been done over the last year plus regarding service planning and operations expansion. So thank you.
Mr. Massimo,
Yes, sir.
I would like to also speak on that and give you guys, everyone around this conversation, kudos, because I've been receiving a lot of feedback from people that their children are going to school and they're getting to school at a reasonable time, and they're being able to go to places that they've never been able to go to in a timely fashion. So kudos again to you and the staff and the vision that we had to give that opportunity not only to our riders but our youth and our seniors. So pat yourselves on the back. I appreciate all the effort that you and the rest of the senior staff and our group has been putting forth to just to get this stuff done. So our kids are happy, our neighbors are happy, our seniors are happy, and everybody's back on course.
Thank you so much, Director. We certainly, it's a team effort, and a part of that team, for sure, is this board that has provided great leadership to the team here on the operations and management side in undertaking these important initiatives and bringing them forward. And then we also are very thankful to the leaderships like our own at CAT in these cities like Port Wentworth that are willing to step up and provide the necessary funding to advance these important connections. We just could not be more pleased with the kind of community response that is occurring, as you just described, across so many different parts of the community. It's a exciting day to be a CAT.
And I
Amen.
agree. That was a good observation, Director. And also, I'd like to compliment too the operations for the number that we have now, the CDL. That is tremendous. One thing, we want to have a very safe operation.
Yes, that is so true. And we couldn't have gone to Port Wentworth and all the expansions without the manpower. So the CDL program was a key, contributed to all the expansions that we want to do for the public. The next one is on-demand services. That's I said. We have all upcoming microtransit, the CAT Connect that service our seniors, the paratransit, all that under one department called on-demand services. So that's a new division, and we can have drivers helping us out in all these fields of mode of transportation. So it's not just paratransit driver could also help us on microtransit, vice versa. So that's a new created division that we call it on-demand services. Last one will be the CAT Connect ridership that I've already talked about. This program is one of the good and incredible undertaking that CAT has done. The senior citizens are able to leave their residence to go to a shopping mall, to any game, and just be around. The idea of them having a free ride to go shop and come back home safely is of a good thing. So that is also another good accomplishment of CAT and our leadership. I have one more slide and that will conclude. So this is more of how the graduation went down. You can see our CEO in the middle of the three ladies. And that was a very good day. It was a CAT day. We all enjoyed, and you can see all the students. We got about 22, and of course we have the support from our own staff, and I think one Director Taylor, was around to help us out. So you're going to see more of this as we have these classes going on, and that's the goal. The more we can get in, the more we can expand and provide good quality, safe service to the public. And that's one of our goal. With that note, I'll complete my presentation and I can answer any questions that anybody have for me.
Do we have any questions? Any questions? If not, thank you very much for.
Doc-
Go right ahead.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Manny, this might be off subject. Are we prepared with service line for to meet our obligations for St. Patrick's Day?
Yes, we have. Yeah, we're having a meeting, as a matter of fact, a day before that. Yeah, we got everything in place. We got staff and vehicles, and also I think all the chiefs gonna join Ms. Faye and support and show how good CAT is to the city. Yes, sir, we do.
Yeah.
my microphone wasn't working. Our planning and operations chiefs have been leading meetings for several weeks in preparation and planning for this major event. And we also have been working with our safety personnel so that there will be additional security personnel available during partially on Friday, but also on Saturday for sure, especially around the ITC, because we know there'll be a lot of folks in town. They'll be having a lot of fun. And sometimes their fun just spills over into too much. So we're going to be prepared for that and make sure that everyone that's using CAT that day, as well as our community partners like Savannah PD and so forth, that we're prepared to support a very successful event for the city and the community.
Thank you.
I would like to add to that. That was the news report. That's just before this meeting, but with the city manager, and of course, we had someone representing CAT there, and they laid out the plan for the St. Patrick's Day weekend. And it was a very good newscast. Were you about to ask a question, sir?
We probably lost him. Yeah.
If you come back here.
Okay.
I don't know, did anybody look at that newscast recently done within the last hour?
I have not heard it yet, but I knew that Ms. Moskowitz was covering it for us this morning.
And it was a very good report.
Very good, very good. Well, no, we're ready. We're CAT ready.
No question about it.
Okay, then I guess if no questions, then that'll be the end. We have other business going on. Ms. Faye?
Director Lockett, I'm glad to walk through the other items on the agenda as we typically do. This is just to give good visibility to both this committee of what other committees will be considering, as well as to our listening public. So there'll be no proposed action items under the Service Delivery Unit operations or under the Financial and Compliance Service Unit. Or administrative services. Under planning and development, there will be two grant application submissions that will be requesting board approval, 5310 and 5339C. 5339C is the FTA low or no emissions buses and bus facilities, and the 5310 is our formula funding for older adults and those that are differently abled. So both of those will be coming forward. Then under old and new business, we have several items, several tabled items that will be coming back for consideration. Security policies, the invitation for bid for the ITC interior renovation, which Beverly, Ms. Dumas, Board Administrator, just recently sent out the additional information to the board, and I think we've got a couple of weeks now coming up for the board's input. We look forward to receiving that and to making any necessary changes. One of the things that came up at the last meeting was that grant had a deadline, a lapse date on it. We were very fortunate that this was one of the grants that we still had an available extension on, and we have worked with FTA this week in securing the approval for I think it's a 1-year extension on that grant. Now, that doesn't give us a lot of more time for the comments, because what we've really got to get to is getting that project out into the procurement space and getting it moving. So it just gave us more time really to get design and construction complete. And then on the document standard for staff summary. So those are the reports. And other than that, we will, our next board meeting is on March the 26th. And I'll turn it back over to you, Director.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do we have any other questions for this meeting?
No.
If not, thank you all for being here, and thank you for the information that you gave us for this committee. If not, that we will close the meeting.
Thank you.